Nailed it. Have you found yourself trying to set your rifle down without and not hold it, and it just doesn't stay on your body like the TV shows? Give me back my lunch money! There, my friends, my dearly beloved. It's me, Nolan from Tacticon Armament, and today we are bringing you a proper sling video. Now today I want to talk to you guys and maybe teach some of you about our sling and what it has to offer you. First off, let's get the most important question out of the way. It's a 500D nylon. We have 2 adjustment points at the front and the back, and also 2 bungee points at each end. So that way you can get it real nice and tight against your body and still have some wiggle room. Now you have 2 different choices. You can get the clip option like you have here, and that will fit some rifles, I think like Tavors or like Scars. I'm not sure on the Tavor, but definitely on the Scar. Or you can get the cuties like we have here, and this will fit most AR platforms, I think a lot of AK platforms as well. My AK would have to work with the clips, but this is what we're going to work with today. So today I want to show you guys, how to get it on your rifle, how to adjust it for your body, a couple tricks that I've learned with this, show you the basics of running with your sling, how to maneuver with it, the ins and outs of sling mechanics, if you will. Then I'm gonna give you a little running gun, give you a couple drills to go with, and I think we'll call it that. So let's get started. All right, first things first, get your rifle. Then make sure you're clear. You don't want to make any accidents and put yourself or anybody else in an unsafe position. That's the most important thing. Keep yourself and others safe. Papa Nolan said so. So from here, make sure your rifle has 2 QD points. It's happened to me before. It can happen to you where you buy a sling and you're like, I'm gonna throw it on my rifle. And then all of a sudden you notice that you don't have a forward mounted QD point. It's embarrassing, to say the least. So make sure that you have a QD point on both the front and the back if you're running the QD sling. All right, so from here, what we are going to do, we're gonna take the front or the back, either or, both have adjustment points, and I'm gonna take my QD right from here, and I'm gonna pop it right in the QD hole. From there, I'm gonna give it a nice tug to make sure that it doesn't come out of the QD socket. It's really embarrassing when you have your sling all slung up, you go to transition, all of a sudden your QD pops out and your rifle falls to the ground and you're standing there basically with your shorts around your ankles, all your friends are laughing at you, you're embarrassed, and it's a nightmare you can never wake up from. So don't be that guy. Make sure that your QD is nice and snug. Okay, from there, take the back piece. You want to make sure that your sling is straight and not all twisted up. We're going to take the back piece, and I like to hook it on the same side of the stock. So the same side that it's on up front, I like to hook it on the same side of the stock. Some schools of thought like to put it on the other side. I'm not sure exactly why. I prefer it on the same side. I'm sure other people have plenty of reasons why you would put it on the opposite side. This is what I like to do. Maybe you'll like it too. Try out both. Tell me what you think down in the comments below. Gun is clear. We are safe. QD is attached. We've given it a nice little pull. It's not going anywhere. So let's go over the adjustments, and I'll show you a little trick that I like to do with mine. All right, guys, so we have our 2 adjustment points here. If you've never used anything like this before, allow me to run it through. So what we're gonna do, you could just give it a little tug and tighten it up that way, right? You could just do that and that'll help. But the best and most efficient way to do this is to take the sling, out of the loop, just like that. We're gonna take it out of the second loop as well. I'm gonna back it all the way out. Now, I'm gonna take these 2 points, and to tighten, I'm gonna pull them up the sling. Pull it up the sling. From here, I'm gonna take this, pull up the slack, wrap it over. Now watch. It's going to go through, and I'm gonna pull it tight, just like that. And then I'm gonna put it back through the other side. Now, I'm sure if some of you have done this before, you think I'm talking down to you. I'm not. This is for those who have never done this before. So, I've gotten it through here. Now, I like to leave a little bit of gap. I don't want them too close together. It allows a little bit of extra tension. So, we're gonna take this here. I'm going to loop it up, pull through my slack, and then push it through the other side and pull it tight. Good. Now from here, I've done my first initial adjustment. You would take it then, put it on your rifle, see how it feels. If it's the right tightness for you, awesome. From here, you can take the excess, this bit right here, you can either cut it, or what I like to do, take it, and we're gonna loop it back. So we're gonna go over the first adjustment point, and we're gonna come back down through. If my fingers will work for me. And then we're gonna pull that tight. Now this is what that looks like. Just like that. And then we're gonna loop it back through our first adjustment point. And I've got just enough left to kind of poke it on through. Good. Now that I've got that all nice and neat, there isn't going to be any excess sling kind of wiggling around in my way. So, back to the sling on my current rifle. The tightness that I like to run, it's currently set up for when I'm wearing a plate carrier. Now my plate carrier is gonna add about 1 inch or 2 on both sides, right? I'm gonna have plates, I'm gonna have the carrier, I'm gonna have some magazines in between. So it should be resting just about like this, which is gonna be tight against my plate carrier. So it's gonna have a few inches of play in between my body without it. Now, the big benefit of this sling is the bungee. It allows me to create that space. So even though it would be resting tight on my plate carrier, I can then still move it out of the way and do what's called swimming out of the sling. We'll get to that here in a minute. I've got one more trick for you though on adjusting your sling. Some of you may have caught on to this a second ago, but if you'll look at my sling here, I have my 2 adjustments up front, and then I don't have any in the back. So what I have actually done here is I've taken the 2 top adjustment pits and I've completely pulled them out of the sling, and I'll show you what I mean. Let me show you the little trick that I was talking about. Like I said, my sling only has 1 set of adjustment points. Now let me show you how you can get to that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take one side and we're going to completely take out the adjustment slides. So I'm gonna pull it out here, pop this one out, and we take it out of the actual bungee piece. From there, take off one slide, take off the other slide, keep them for safekeeping just in case. You never know if you want to use them. So we're going to take this back, make sure your sling is straight and not getting all crooked. Loop it back through with your bungee piece. And now what we're going to do is we're going to loop back through with our 2 adjustments here at the bottom. Make sure you have it at a desired tightness and you know the distance you actually want your sling set up. So play around with it. It might take a minute. It's just trial and error. It's worth the time, trust me. Having your sling fit incorrectly is not only a hassle, but it's annoying. So just take your time and figure it out. So we're gonna go through the first part, take it, create some space, pull it through the second. Then, same thing to the next one, create some space, make sure the sling is straight, you don't want it getting all crooked and making knots. Pass through part one, pull up the slack, create space, put through part two, pull up the slack. Now from here, what you can do, if you want, you can cut this portion of the sling if it fits your body. Make sure you put on all the gear you're gonna wear, and then sling over. Make sure you do that first. That's why I suggest you don't necessarily cut this, but what you do is you just fold this back over. So you're gonna fold over the first part and back through the second portion of the hole, just like that. So it actually folds over the top and through the second bit. We're gonna take it again, create some space, back through, and back through. Now, I've got that all nice and tight. If I want, I could even bring it back through and keep looping as long as I can create that gap in the slider. But for now, for demonstration purposes, we're gonna leave it like this. Now it's all set up and good to go. I've got just 2 adjustment points down at the bottom of my sling, and now my shoulder will be nice and cozy with nothing really digging into it. If you prefer to have all 4, rock on, more power to you. This is just a little trick that I figured out that I like to run. And again, if you find the point where you like it, then you can cut this if you'd like, or you can try and tuck it up, rubber band it, however you feel you want to get rid of the excess. But make sure that you have it set to your correct body position. All right, guys, now that we've gone through all that science mumbo jumbo, and I've shown you how to adjust your sling and take off the extra adjustments if you so desire, let me show you the mechanics of actually running your sling. Now, as always, make sure your firearm is safe and you are unloaded when you're practicing this stuff. Be safe around others, keep others' safety in mind. Do whatever you want with your safety, but don't jeopardize anybody else's. That's just not cool, man. Anyways, let me show you what I call position 1 for the sling. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna take the sling and we're gonna put it over our head, around our neck. This is what I like to call position 1. Position 1, my hands are still free, I can do what I'd like, and this is where I'm generally going to be running with my sling. I'm gonna have it right here, I'm gonna work from this position. If I need to transition to my pistol, this is where I'm going to be. And then if I need to do quick admin work, like I need to grab something or just let go of my gun, that's what I'm gonna do. This is where I'm going to be engaging targets from the majority of the time. Position 1, right here, and then I can move, do my hands, whatever I'd like. This isn't the ideal for letting your rifle relax. You can, it's just not the most comfortable. You're putting all the weight on your neck, and it gets a little cumbersome. Let's go into position 2. Now what we're gonna do is I'm going to what's called swim into the sling. I'm gonna take my non-dominant hand and I'm going to swim through the sling. I'm gonna get it adjusted to my body and I'm good to go. Now, the sling is riding across my back. The weight is distributed between my shoulder and my back. The rifle is out of my hand's way and I'm relaxed. I can stand here pretty much all day. My shoulder might get a little bit tired, but I can use my hands, right? If I need to grab something, pick something up, hold something, maneuver, fight with someone, whatever it may be, I can do that from this position. Now, if I need to bend over, my rifle isn't going to dig in the dirt. If in position 1, if I bend over, there goes my rifle, right into the dirt, muzzle in. So I'll get into swimming a little bit more in a second, but I want to show you all the positions. So this is what I would consider position 2. Position 1, only around the neck, where I'm going to be using it for combat or whatever situation might arise where I actually have to discharge my weapon. Position 2, a little bit more relaxed, I can do more admin work, but here's the bonus. So some slings have what we call quick adjustments. They're little points that you can pull and it'll give you some slack in the sling, a little bit extra room to work with. Now the benefit of these bungees is that we already have that built in. They're nice and tight, so it's not going to be bouncing around everywhere, but when you need, I can take the firearm, push it out, and lock it in my shoulder. I can almost hold this up just with one arm and be perfectly fine. And it's nice and stable, it's pressurized against my shoulder, and I'm good to go. Some slings you have to adjust. Ours, it's got the bungee built in, so you don't have to worry about it. So I can just bring up right from here. Now, preferably, I would swim out and get into position 1, but if the case is, I can run it from position 2. So, position 2 is right from here. Let's talk about position 3. So, we go back to position 1. Position 3 is where the rifle is on our back. It's no longer in front of us. We're going to put it to our back. We're going to not be worrying about it. Maybe we're hiking. Maybe we really need it out of the way, right? Maybe we're doing a lot of stuff in front of us. Maybe we have to do medical, move stuff, whatever it may be. We're going to move it to the back. So instead of the non-dominant hand coming through, what we're going to do is we're going to take the dominant hand. We're going to swim it through the sling, grab the back, and rotate it around. Now from here again, it's across the shoulder and across the back. Now my rifle is completely out of the way. I can use all of my hands, the front of my body, and we're good to go. I'm completely able to move around. It's not getting in my way, it's not cumbersome, and I'm good to go. So these are the 3 positions of using your rifle with a sling. Now let's really dive into how to swim in and out of the sling. So swimming, like I've shown you, is bringing your arm through the sling. We're going to go from position 1, and all we're going to do is come up and under through the sling. So we're going to be swimming through the sling, right? I've said that 1,000 times now. I'm sure you could probably count it. So let's run through it one more time. To position 2, what I'm going to do, non-dominant hand comes under and through, adjust, and relax the firearm. Now to get back out, I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm going to grab, arm comes up, drive my elbow through, around, and now I'm outside of the sling. To get to position 3, the dominant hand goes. So I'm here, dominant hand comes up and through, re-grab, grab the sling, and adjust to the rear. Now to get it back out, we reverse the steps. Grab the muzzle, rotate it around, switch hands, arm comes up, swims through, reassess, and we're good to go, and then we can repeat all the way through. Once you get the hang of it, it becomes rather simple, and it really does feel like just taking a freestyle stroke in the pool. Now that I've shown you the basics of kind of how to work the sling, how to swim around the different positions, position 1, position 2, and position 3, now let me show you a couple drills that you can use for all of those positions, kind of how to get adept with the sling and become masterful with it, right? It's one thing to have one, it's another thing to know how to use it and be proficient with it. We always want to know and be proficient. We don't want to be the guy that has all the gear and can't do anything with it. Take that to heart, my friends. Take that to heart. It's never too late to learn. So let's start empty rifle first because we're practicing. We want to get the movements down first. So what I'm going to do, I've got a target set out here and I'm ready to practice. We're just going to start from position 1. We're going to start position 1, grab the rifle, come up, assess the target, take a shot. So we're going to do it dry fire, and we'll do some live fire in a little bit. So all I'm going to do is right here, I'm going to be in kind of a relaxed position in position 1. I'm going to come up, put my hands on the rifle. I'm either going to step forward or back, whichever you prefer. I kind of like stepping back. It's what I'm used to from my martial arts training. So I'm going to step back, assess the target, get a good sight picture, and pull the trigger. So from here, hands on the firearm, assess, pull the trigger. Reset the trigger, safety on, relax, and down. This is a very simple drill. It's just teaching you how to get your hands on your actual firearm, get it up to target, drive in, and pull that trigger. One more time, hands on, up, pull the trigger, reset, and we're good to go. Now, let's work from position 2. Now we're in more of a relaxed position. Now, again, like I stated before, if need be, you can go right from here. It'll stick in your shoulder. The bungees will give it a little bit of wiggle room so you can actually get it up on target, but I still suggest learning how to swim through. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna swim through the sling, bring it up on target, take our shot, and go from there. So from here, I'm going to get the firearm, create distance, swim through, same thing up, take the shot, reset, swim back through, and relax. And repeat over and over at the speed you need to go to become proficient. One more time. Now, working from position 3, ultra relaxed. This one takes a little bit more work because we're bringing the rifle from around our back. So it takes a little extra practice to be safe. So, get it around the back, good to go. It's gonna be the same thing from position 2, but from position 3. So we're gonna grab, around, up, pull, and then re-enter. Grab, bring it around, swim through, assess, pull the trigger, reset, and we're good to go. One more time. And practice those 3 drills over and over and over again, and that will help you become proficient with the sling. Now here's one more for you that I like to practice. The pistol transition. So what you would do, position 1, take your shot. Oh no, rifle is either dry, you hear a click instead of a bang. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna rotate our hand over, grab the top, bring it to the side. I'm bringing the rifle to the side of my body. You can keep it here and just bring it back. I've learned and I practice grabbing it here, helps me really pull it to my side a little bit more. So I'm gonna grab, transition it over, reach for my sidearm, draw out, press, and pull the shot. Then from there, I'm gonna come back to a high compression, bring the rifle into my shoulder, assess, see what's going on. From there, reholster, assess, and then reload, whatever it may be. So one more time, we're here, up, click instead of bang. I like to rotate my hand, pull it over to the side. Grab the sidearm, pull out, press, pull the shot, come back, compression, pull the rifle into the shoulder, address, holster, assess what's ever going wrong, reassess the target, and then you can relax, go into position 2, whatever it may be. Now let's run some actual live fire. Well, my friends, that is that. Those are the tips, tricks, how-tos, and the basics on your sling. How to adjust it, some drills for you to run, a little tip on how to take out the adjustment if it's digging into your shoulder to make it a little bit more comfortable. The first position, second position, third position, all of the goodies. Now, the last thing I can offer to you is take it slow. Learn it right. Slow is slow, smooth is smooth, and right is how you win a gunfight. All right? Do it at your pace, get it to perfection. That way, when you go out with your friends, they go, wow, how'd you get so good? And you're like, I'm just awesome. Take full credit. It's all you, brother. All right, guys, this has been Nolan with Tacticon Armament on how to run the sling, how to adjust it, do all that good mumbo jumbo. I appreciate you. You're my best friend. Please get down there, like, comment, subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps us tremendously. We're here for you. We want to make you the best you can be. Thanks again for watching. See you next time.